Hey, welcome back to another episode of Say You Look Tired. I'm Martin. This is Dan.
Hey.
And if you're watching rather than listening, you can probably see we've had a little bit of an upgrade.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
TV studio now.
There's no Seamus.
I'm going to miss that dog licking my leg, trying to distract me. It's like the usual.
Trying to get in on the act as much as possible. But yeah, we figured in a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, we're looking at trying to get some guests on, aren't we?
Absolutely excited.
So if you're listening and you're like, hey, I've got something I want to talk about, give us a shout. Give us a shout on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. But yeah, we needed a new upgrade if we wanted guests on, so we thought we'd jump on here.
Yeah, because it's been a nice space to bring them to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. It's really nice here. But I thought we'd dive into today's episode. And about now when we're doing it, because obviously we film in advance, it's about 2 weeks probably. It's going to be kind of that first week of August when this is going out. And
hopefully the sun's still shining.
It's probably not.
It's not today.
It's raining today.
Well, it's not lashing, it's spitting a little bit.
It's going to get there though.
And I'm dressed for the weather. Shorts, t-shirt. I never wear a coat.
Do you know what? I was like that this morning. Then I looked out and was like, nah, I'm going to need a raincoat. I'm going to need jeans.
I tell the children off at school, well, don't tell them off. Where's your coat? Where's this, that, and the other? And I never bring a coat to school.
So do you have to go out with chucking it down with?
I don't do break duty.
I've not
done break duty in about 3 or 4 years.
How? How did you get away with that while you were like
TAs
teaching?
did break. Oh, well, in early years we didn't have a break in the morning. We just go all the way through to lunch.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's outdoor play, I'd have an umbrella. That's not mine. I borrowed it from somebody else. And I used to have to do forest school, so I had welly boots and umbrella, but I just don't like coats. I've got like a jacket that zips up with no hood.
I think it's so interesting with stuff in early years because I remember our early years used to have tracksuits that they'd wear. And so they'd have their school uniform, but then if they were doing outside play, they'd get changed into the tracksuits.
The staff?
No, the children. And I used to think, why just let their uniform be a tracksuit?
Yeah.
Like
some primary schools do have it almost tracksuit-ish.
Yeah.
Now, I used to wear a tie at my school when I was primary school.
I know you saying that. And like I always did. I always wore shirt and tie, but I was like year 5.
As a child, we had to wear.
Oh, as a child?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had, we always had to wear shorts.
Oh, yeah, you said.
We always had to wear shorts. In the winter, it was jumper and tie had to be worn. And in the summer, you had like a open collar shirt.
That's about as, summer as it got. Open collar shirt. Here we go. But you had shorts all year, even in January.
Yeah. Always had to be shorts. And then in the winter, it was jumper and shirt.
No.
Jumper and tie with a white shirt. And then in the summer, it was a blue shirt.
I wouldn't have coped.
I just think now, looking back at it, like, I don't know any school now, like any primary school I can think of in Liverpool that has 2 uniforms for boys.
No. I don't know. Ours was always just the same. The jumpers take them off and then it's summer.
But yeah, no, it used to be like a proper, like, this is the uniform, and then it would change.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I think it was the only one in the city that did it.
Oh. You had a special school.
I needed to be in one more. But no, I thought today, we'll get into it before we
go on to another way, another topic, summertime.
But yeah, summertime, biggest one with summertime, switching off. Like I've got a stat here. Says it's from Teacher Tap. I love that app. Do you use it?
I think I did at one stage. Tell me about it again.
So basically, it's just they ask questions. So it's an app which asks teachers questions.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like an ad. It's not.
No,
but
not sponsored.
Because they get all this data from teachers, they find out about it all. So this one says 74% of UK teachers say they struggle to switch off fully during the school holidays. And to me, I think that's the biggest thing. And it's the environment of school, isn't it? Like, it's that thing of like, you feel guilty if you don't go in. You feel guilty if you're not planning. You get stressed about it. And it's like that tweet that comes up every now and again, isn't it? Where it says, teaching's the only job where you have to work before your job and after your job so that you can do your job.
Yeah. And it's relentless.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I first started teaching, I did my PGCE, went home to Northern Ireland, having the whale of a time. And I got a text message from my new head teacher at the time. When are you coming in? Your classroom still got the tables stacked. It was the end of July. I was like, I'm at home having a good time. And then I remember then thinking, oh my goodness. And when I went back, my mentor her classroom was sitting to perfection already. The displays already had stuff on, as in not even room for anything else. And I remember that's when I started feeling, oh my goodness, I really don't feel good enough. And I was just starting my teaching
That was the
career.
birth of Mr. Mac, was it?
That was the birth of burnout. So then like the next summer, because I had this thing about, I wanted to go home. That was my like sanctuary to get out of England, to go home for the summer. But the whole time I was at home, all I kept thinking was, and this is before social media social media was a thing, but teachers' social media was everything. And I was sitting thinking, I'm not doing this, that, and the other. And then you get the emails sent out. So I used to have emails on my phone. And the timetable for the summer would be sent out. School's open Monday to Friday for most of the summer to get in, get your things sorted, because you had no inset days, no time for anything. Get in, you've got the handbook, you've got the usual stuff that nobody listens to. Yeah. And maybe a bit of training of something that no one's interested in either, unless it's me there, of course. And, because I didn't feel prepared already, every day I was like, I should be in. Yeah. Not now, but back, there was a good solid 10 years where I used to feel that guilt, where if I'm from a seaside town, I'd be out and about and I'd be sitting thinking, school's open today, I should be in. Yeah. And people were posting in this, like your staff WhatsApp group. Oh, I'm in today. Who knows what the staple gun is? And even that was enough to trigger me.
Yeah. And see, I always say there's certain things where I think I just got lucky, like so lucky. So the school I worked in for like 9-10 years, our caretaker would only come in the first and last week of the school holidays. And he'd make it very clear that building was not being opened up in the other 4 weeks. So you physically could not go in and do work. So even if like I felt guilty or I was like, oh, I should go in and do it, I couldn't anyway.
Yeah.
So you might go in for a day or two at the start of the holidays or the end of the holidays, but the rest of it, you physically couldn't go in. And then after a couple of years, you're just like nothing happened this year. I'm all right.
Yeah.
But I think it's so easy to get caught up in that. Like, I remember last summer, and we'll probably say it this summer, like the amount of teachers I saw online who were basically in their classrooms every single day.
But what can you do every day?
I know
you'll always find stuff, but...
And I think that's the key. You can always find stuff to do. Mm-hmm. You could spend your entire year not taking any weekends off, not taking any holidays off, working probably an 8 till 8 every day and never get everything done in teaching.
No.
It's almost your own responsibility to go, this is my cutoff point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, that's why I stopped calling it a to-do list. Yeah. I had my can-do, because then I was like, okay, what can I physically do where I'm not going to be an absolute mess? And there was a girl last year I saw on TikTok who was NQT, what they call ECT, and throwback. Oh. And she had been in all summer, so the classroom she inherited, oh my goodness, it was a dump. But yeah. But she spent all summer in getting it ready, and she did like daily vlogs. And I didn't mean to watch them. I just wanted to see when she's going to crack. When she's going to say no. She didn't. And along came, I remember flying back to England again, and I saw one of her clips. It was the end of August. And she was still in sorting the book corner, but whoever was in that classroom obviously hoarded a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And she had to have it ready.
Isn't it funny with that? Just like the idea, like, you have these teachers that hoard everything and they're like, oh, got to keep that, got to keep that, got to keep that. Then as they're leaving, you just go, just leave all that. It was once so vital that it had to be in the core where it couldn't get fingered. And now it's like, I don't do that.
When I was in the school I just left, so I was there for 5 years. For my first year, there was a shelf at the back. I had a storeroom that I didn't have the time to go and tidy yet because I spent summer enjoying myself. And there was a shelf at the back that ran the whole length of the classroom that was covered in lever arch files and baskets of CDs, okay? It was 2019 when I started there. And I was like, when's the teacher coming back to collect all this? She didn't come. And I started like, I'm going to start binning it. You can't bin that. She's going to come back and get it. And I'm going to charge her rent. Like, I've got no room to put anything. And I looked at some of these lever arch files and they were covered in dust. Those hadn't been touched in ages. Some of them were yellow with dirt. And I just said to myself, I'm going to start moving it. So I moved it out into the corridor, onto the tables. And I thought, you can't do that. That belongs on her shelf. She's not here. Her shelf. She's not here. But then I couldn't do anything. It was like, she's not dead. She's still here. But, you know, they've just, like you said, they hoard, and just leave it all behind. Yeah. But I remember someone said to me, well, you could have come in during the summer to organize all that. Why should I?
Why? You're not paying for it. No. I think that's one of the biggest myths in teaching, you know. It's not even a myth. It's just that people don't realize it. And I think it should be something that's like spelled out when you're at uni. Mm-hmm. You don't get paid for the holidays. Yep. You get paid during the holidays, but you don't get paid for the holidays. And to me, that's one of the biggest things. I never knew that till I left teaching. And then I looked at it more. But you get paid for the weeks you work, plus you get the holidays that everyone else gets. Yeah. You know, that's 20 days or whatever. And then they figure out how much that would be for a full year. And then they spread it out over 12 months. So you don't get paid for your summer. You don't get paid for your Easter. You get the same as everyone else. And the people who moan and go, oh, well, it's nice for teachers with all their extra holidays. Just go into your work and say, I only want to work 10 months a year.
That's right. You said that one time before. I remember.
You only get paid for 10 months, but yet you're expected to work 12 because there's a guilt that you get loads of holidays. Yeah, because you don't get paid. Every other job can have what teachers have. They just have to take 10 months pay rather than 12. That's it. And that's, I think, going in over summer, the idea of like, there is no other job in the world where people just get told, oh, you should have done that. You should have done that while you're on holiday.
Like in Tesco, you're not going to come in and do the stock take during your Christmas holidays. I'm just going to nip in and count the beans here.
But imagine like, you know, someone takes a 2-week holiday. They're off to Spain. They're having a nice time in Spain. Come back and go, oh, I've got loads of emails. Why didn't you do them while you were away? I was on holiday. Yeah. Why didn't you do it while you were away? It's mad. And that's the big one for me. That's where teachers need to like almost learn to switch off because you can't do it.
No.
You can't like expect someone. I can't get you to switch off. You can't get me to switch off. You just almost have to rip that Band-Aid off and go, right.
So it's like you almost have to be strict with yourself, right? Yeah. I am doing this. It's almost like you have to talk to just, I am switching off. That's the emails off your phone. Get them off. Yeah. And just, you know, stop thinking about it. And I remember seeing there was a photograph that went viral a few years ago of a teacher on holiday somewhere sunny. Could be anywhere really. And, well, not England today. And she was cutting out stuff that she'd laminate it. She didn't have the laminator with her. I hope it's not. She's unplugged the fruit machine at Butlins, and she was. I know that you shouldn't take pictures of people, but someone had taken a picture of it. I think it was a family member saying, "Look at my mum dedicated to her job," and she was cutting out stuff she'd laminated on holiday. She wasn't a lounger. She shouldn't be cutting that out.
To me, it's madness. It's madness, that idea of like giving that up as well. And it sounds stupid, but for something like laminating. Because I stopped laminating things when I know you used to be bad for it, but I stopped laminating things when I realized that I ended up just making them again the next year anyway, because I'd forget.
Can't find it.
Oh, do you know what? I'll do this once and I'll never have to do it again. Next time, you got to do it again because you couldn't find it. I just used to print stuff on card rather than paper.
Yeah, I started doing that.
It lasts for that lesson.
Yeah, I was awful at laminating. Did you ever crinkle it in the laminator?
Dan, I don't think I laminated in the last 5 years I was teaching. Like,
I broke so many of the school laminators. No one knew it was me. I put it back in the cupboard. It's me. I don't laminate.
But it's just that thing, isn't it? Like, all of it is just guilt. And I think social media doesn't help. And it's great that these people want to go in and they want to share their things. Yeah. And you've done it in the past yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, I used to, I remember going home one time So every summer I go home to Northern Ireland, and I remember going out shopping for school bits, but it wasn't just once or twice. It was quite a lot. There was this like warehouse near me, and I was posting about it. Or I was like, I went to the beach and I collected some stones. I did not know that's illegal, by the way. You're not allowed to collect stones from the beach. It's against the law. So if you're doing it right now, put them down. The men are black are coming. And but I posted about it years ago saying, look at my pebbles. And this is so early years. This is something you would not do. I had all these pebbles and I got my Sharpie pens out and I had written numbers on them and glossed them over with varnish or something. I don't do DIY. And someone commented underneath, you're breaking the law. You're not allowed to take stones or shells from the beach. Because someone said, what if everybody done that? There'd be no stones left. Apparently, that's what they said. There'd be no stones left. So I Googled how many stones are on Brighton Beach. And I went, well, if this is going to happen, you need millions of teachers to go down there and pick the stones up. But so I was doing all this and I remember someone writing to me. It was actually my old primary school teacher follows my page and she wrote, why are you not switching off? You're going to burn out. And I was like, I'm not going to burn out. I was like 25 at the time. I'm not going to burn out. Life is great. And I went back to work going, I feel like I've not switched off. And I went back in September sitting on the inside egg going, you know when you get the new handbook with whatever's in it and you're not going to listen, I went, oh my God, I should have. And it sets in, here comes the long autumn term. I wish I'd taken at least a full week in July or August to do absolutely nothing. A full week. It should have been 6. Full week. I should have been like a full week to do nothing. But it just felt like it was just, you're always trying to impress people, especially earlier on in your career. That's what I felt. I know everyone's different. I was always trying to impress because all my worth was in the job. And whenever you see people who've been in it for a while, who've got all the resources ready, if you're not prepared, that's it. If you're not prepared by the 1st of September, that's it. The children's learning is at stake and it's all your fault. But it's always like, if you do it now, it'll pay off in the autumn term. It never does. Because, people are like, well, Dan, if you get this ready now, you'll have all this time back, all of this in autumn term. And then you get to autumn term and it's 12 o'clock at night and you're like, where is this fabulous time I've been promised?
Do you know what though? That's the thing, isn't it? And I think you hit the nail on the head there. It becomes all your self-worth. And it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? At the beginning, you're really nervous that you're not a good enough teacher. So you push everything into teaching. You become a really good teacher, but at the sacrifice of social life, health, everything else. And then all of a sudden, the one thing you were worried you weren't good at is the only thing now which is going right in your life. Yeah. So you don't want that to leave. So you push more into it and more into it and more into it. And it just becomes like a living hell, doesn't it? and that's what all teachers now, if you're listening to this while you're just having a quick nip into the school to do this, no. I think...
It's never a quick nip.
My rule is I think if you're new into a brand new school, 2 days... If it's your school that you've been in and you're in the same classroom, everything like that, 1 day. Yeah. If you're in more than 1 day, you are doing too much work for free.
Absolutely. Do you know one time when I started my little rebellion? That's what I'm calling it now. That's what I was called at one point. You're a rebel.
A rebel.
Why am I a rebel? Because I enjoyed the summer. No, because your chairs are still on top of the tables. What's going on in there? No, so I got back and all my furniture was still pushed into the corner. I got back the day before inset. And I was like, no, this is when I started. I was a burnt out wreck and I was like, I'm putting my foot down. This is it. And I got back. So I went into school at 7 a.m. on the day of inset. And I was like, okay then. And I'm telling you now, I had all the furniture pushed out. It was like, I'm just going to leave it exactly how it was last year. Threw a few things out and it looked quite classroomy.
Yeah.
By the time 9 o'clock rolled around and people were coming in with their coffees, my teacher was like, oh, Dan, I was really worried there for a second that you'd maybe not cared. And I was like, I had my summer. Denise, I'm going to call her Denise. I had my summer. But, you know, the bare bones of the classroom were there. When these children come in, they will not know that classroom is not ready. It's only you that will not know. But who says what's ready? Everything's laminated, put up, double back, that the chairs are sitting pristine. Well, they're never pristine these days. And everything's sitting ready to go.
I used to, towards the end, I used to have conversations with my class because obviously it was like year 5, all the kids. We're like, the last week, if I knew I was staying in the same class, the last week, I'd be like to a teacher assistant, I'd be like, oh, take all these displays down, start backing all the new stuff. I remember one of the kids saying to me once like, oh, why are you taking it all down now? I just said, I want to work over my summer. I said, I want to work over the summer. Do you want to come in and do it? And he was like, no. I was like, no, neither do I. He's like, oh, okay.
That's good though. That's what I started to do as well. You may as well. But if you've not had Ofsted, I know if you've not had it, you will know what I'm talking about. We were not allowed to take down anything until Wednesday at lunchtime.
Then
do you know as soon as the clock twicked, as soon as the clock ticked 12,
funk.
Down it came. I had children on step ladders, on chairs. Rip it down. Rip it down. Rip it down. The child who normally climbs, who I told off all year, this is your moment. Up you get.
You want to always your extras, please?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Just push his button a little bit
Go
more.
for it. Wind them up a little bit. With the ZHCP.
That's it. But I just think it's that thing with self-worth, isn't it? Like with it all, with getting classrooms ready, with doing work, it's about just realising your value.
Mm-hmm.
You've took 3 to 4 years of your... Well, actually, every teacher's done 4 years of their life to get that degree, haven't they? Whether you've done it...
One. PGCE.
Yeah, but you had to do a degree to get
degree.
there.
That's right. I keep forgetting about my degree.
You had to do a degree to get there.
Do you know what my degree was in? Guess.
You said zoology,
Yeah,
didn't
zoology. You? And what did I say before we did this? I dislike animals.
Shouldn't say that, Dan.
No, I don't dislike animals. Can I just clarify? I don't like the fur. I don't like the filth and saliva. Get it away from me. And I took the children to the farm recently and they're like, maybe Mr. Mac wants to feed the goats. Maybe you want to be quiet. And I had to put my hand out and I thought, this is it. I'm going to lose 2 fingers here. But no, it was fine. And I remember when I was on my NQT year, that my mentor, Matt, hey Matt, if you're listening, knew I had a fear of snakes.
Yeah.
So we went to the zoo and they brought out this snake. What teacher wants to hold it? Pointed at me and he went, Dan, just so you know, I'm writing your end of term review for your teaching. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And the lady who worked in the zoo, whatever, zookeeper, put the snake on my shoulders and I was like, get off, get off, get off. And I just sat there like this. I was petrified.
Do you know what? I had the same thing that happened to me in my first year at like this school. We had one of the parents knew someone who was like, they brought like reptile zoos to like the school and it linked perfectly with our topic. And he said, oh, you'll come in and do it for free. I was like, oh, perfect. So he did it for us. And at the end, he brought in like this python and like massive, like 10 meters long.
No.
Like that. And I'm not bothered by snakes or anything like that. But I am like, if there was one in this room, I wouldn't be going like, oh, I'm not bothered by
I'd
it.
be gone.
But
I'd have light a match.
he said, say, do you want to come up here for a minute? And I was like, oh yeah. So went up and a couple of kids that had like stroke or whatever, and him and the other one just went 3, 2, 1, bang. And they just put it on me and I was standing there thinking, oh my God.
Did you not swear?
No. I was gone though. I was like, oh, what do I do now?
No, I'm not having it.
But yeah, no.
I'd quit. I leave. But you know what we were saying, that you've worked so hard to get your degree, you know, do your PGC if you're doing one of those, and you know, you put so much effort into it. And I think I said to you earlier that when I was doing my PGC, they said, this is going to be the worst year of your life, but it's getting you ready what it's like to be a teacher. Because those were their words. You're going to work all the hours of the day.
I think unis have so much to blame for teacher burnout because there's a way to stop it by bringing it into people and being like, this is your worth, this is what you should be doing, this is how you contact unions, this is how you do this is how you do that. But they don't. They go, be the first one in, be the last to leave, volunteer for all the clubs. It's going to get so much easier because this year is really bad. But then you've got schools of people who've all been through that system, who all do that and completely burn themselves out.
And who are part of that? Was it 74%?
74, yeah.
You're in. And like what I would say to people is mute accounts. I didn't know you could do this. So I will mute accounts that, like, even mute mine. I'm not going to post anything about school, maybe I will say. And because then you won't see them. Out of sight, out of mind. Just unmute me in September. And that's what I started doing, because I started, even though I had my work-life balance in check, it still grated me. Yeah. I think I got more annoyed, but then I started doing this whole you do you thing, because some people need it for their... Some people don't like being out of routine, and that's something I saw last year.
Do you know what?
I'm out of routine. What even is this? I mean, but you deserve life outside of this. But then when that's all not all you've got, but when that's a huge part of your life, you can't go without it. Get a hobby.
Yeah. And that's the big one. It's that side of it, I think, rather than saying, oh, it's the only way I feel comfortable. It should be going, oh, this is the only way I feel comfortable. Like, I need to change something, not, oh, well, I guess I do this forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just one of them for me of just like, it has to change and you're the only person. If you're listening to this going, yeah, that's me. You might be in laminating now, putting a display up. You might be sitting at home at your computer. You might be that person who takes work on holiday.
Mm-hmm.
I knew teachers who would get up at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And this was the work-life balance. I get up at 5 in the summer holidays, work till 9. Then my kids get up and I can have a nice day with them. And I'd be like,
oh my God.
that's 4 hours straight work every single day.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of it, I think I was lucky if I did 4 hours work in the summer.
Yeah. Oh,
Like-
snap.
Because you don't need, especially if you stay in the same year group.
Mm-hmm.
You've got stuff there. Get the first 2 or 3 weeks ready. You're good to go.
Yeah. That's what I used to do. Like, we had our plans in the early years, it's different, but like, we just get what we got last year and just tweak it a little bit. But then I don't know who the children, like, because I'm in early years, we don't know who the children are going to be.
Yeah.
What they're going to be like. I could plan, but then they turn up and I'm like, oh, okay, let's just change this. That's not going to work. And then, you know, I think I was saying to you earlier, another thing that you see over the summer are people who, and of course you do you, out buying things, in IKEA. And I was so bad. I used to buy tons of stuff.
I used to buy tons of stuff at the start. And I think it is something, I think it's you shouldn't do it. But I think every teacher goes through it.
Does.
Like, everyone goes through it.
You go through that phase, don't you?
At the end, though, there was only one thing I ever bought for the last 3 years, which was DVDs.
Oh, yes, you said.
So I'd only buy.
Now that's a throwback, DVDs.
Yeah. I'd only buy, like, movies that I wanted to watch. Because I just used to think, at the end of half term, I'd be like, I want to watch that. And I'd buy it and I'd put it on. I used to have the best. You know where everyone's teacher DVD collection was all like £1 nonsense movies that no one wanted to watch. And then they'd wonder why.
Before Netflix.
Yeah, before. But they'd wonder why the class were like messing about and weren't paying attention. Mine, you could always hear a pin drop, but it's because we'd have like the movie they were all down to see. Like Greatest Showman, that was one.
Oh, okay.
We had that on repeat. I'm trying to think, any decent movie that was a you, bang, got stuck on. Like,
there was one I put on recently and I had to stop it because it wasn't a you. What was it? Home Alone.
Yeah,
I didn't realise I put it on before Christmas, right? Everyone, let's all sit down and watch Home Alone.
Not
and
tough now, but you must have to
little
check more with Netflix, mustn't you?
This little boy turned around to me, he went, I'm not allowed to watch this, it's got violence. I went, violence? It's a Christmas movie? And then I realised, oh yeah. He gets his head burnt, he gets an iron shoved on his face and all that sort of stuff. And I went, we didn't get that far into the movie. They were, singing Christmas carols, whatever. But yeah, like, I know people spend their own money, but whenever I went through it now, I think back, sometimes whenever I'm like, oh, I need a bit of money for so-and-so. Oh, I wish I didn't spend all of that money. Yeah, get your pencil pots and things. But when it comes down to
even that, you
buying
should just get them off school, shouldn't you?
You should get them off school. Like, mine are now in my iron cupboard at home because I'm doing supply. So I took all that with me.
Yeah,
pencil pots, book stands. They're all mine. I didn't steal from the library. I'm commandeering that. Pack of flashcards. But like, if you're on your summer holidays now, you're listening to this. If you're sitting, if you have to do it, I get it.
Yeah.
But try and set aside that time for you because September will come like that. Yeah. And that autumn term is hideous.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's way too long. I've got a question for you, ready? Would you take a week off the summer and throw it onto the autumn half-term break? I've never had a week.
No. Do you know why? Because I'm a firm believer in that stuff like that. Like, obviously, it was hypothetical. It was like thingy. I'd be like, oh, maybe. But I'm a firm believer in, like, if the government's ever rolled something out like that out, what would happen is, like, because let's be honest, so 6 weeks is always actually like 5.5 most of the time. Because it's got slowly less and less and less. That would become a 4.5. And that would become a 2. And then the next year, that would become a 4.5 still, and that would become a week and a half.
Mhm.
And eventually
Yeah.
you just go, we've lost a week and we're
Yeah.
getting paid the same.
Mhm.
Like to
I get
me,
you.
it's, I used to find every holidays, I'd be like, I'm sure this is less.
Mhm. I wouldn't mind throwing a week on to Christmas.
Yeah.
The week before-
Week before.
yeah.
Nothing
Get a
worse
good
than
three-weeker
that.
at
Like,
Christmas.
but there's nothing worse, is there? You sometimes you'd finish on like the 22nd.
Like I remember last year, I think it was, when I was still full-time, my class were done. We did the Christmas nativity. It was over by the, midway through the second week of December. I was done. They were done. And I said to them, boys and girls, I get it. None of us want to be here.
To
I was like,
5-year-olds.
let's go deck the halls, right? Let's go deck the halls of Bells Hall. Like, none of us want to be here. No, I did not say that. But I felt it. But I had to act like I wanted to be there for the next 2 weeks. But I was done.
To me, it's just nonsense. And to say, if you are in the class right now, I think best message we can give you, leave. Like, leave. Unless, obviously, you listen to this in September and you're teaching.
Yeah,
But-
don't leave. If you're listening to this late in September, just do your day,
and then
be there
leave.
for the kids, and then leave.
But you should not be in there at the weekend. I think it's probably a perfect place for us to wrap up this
I
episode.
think
Just
so.
don't go in.
Mhm.
If you are in, leave.
Mhm.
And don't do work during the summer.
No,
Just
'cause
don't. You don't get
deserve
paid
it.
for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I always thought, I don't want to be 45. That was my scary age. I'm getting there. I don't be 45 standing on top of a chair on top of a table, staple gun in a curly border in July.
But no, good place to wrap up.
I think so.
Obviously, if you've got this far, leave us 5 stars. We've got a decent amount, to be fair.
We
now.
do. I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah, I'm sure between the two of them, there's about 25, 26. And we get nice comments as well, which is good.
Yeah, leave us, if you're on Spotify, if you listen on
Yeah.
Spotify, you can leave us a comment on the episodes and we do look at them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we look at them. You can say anything on there, try and give us a laugh. But no, thanks for listening and we'll see you next week.
See ya.